Hope you all enjoy my gameplay of one of the first ever Subnautica builds to be released to public. Something that not a lot of people have access to, and I hope you enjoy this. So please, take care of yourselves, enjoy, get some popcorn, and enjoy some early Subnautica builds. I'm here to show this all to you. How did you go? How are things, Vivi? How are things? As you can see, the life pod looks a lot different. The shape and model of it is exactly the same. However, the lighting is very... it's shit. There's no inventory in this. In one of the later builds, which I do not have access to, this was eventually being able to open, and you can go in and put storage in, but it would come with procedurally generated loot, like a sea glide or repair torch or what have you. In this current build, you can't actually repair the life pod. Honking Champ, thank you so much for the fellow superstar. Boop. Off to a good start. Off to a good start. Look how different it looks, chat. Benoni, thank you so much for the fellow superstar. Boop. Ada. That's right, gifting 5 subs to the channel. Thank you so much for Laldog, Sipdeck, Nimsolus, Masolopoulos, and for Nubasalam. Thank you. This is for the partner push, the ultimate partner push. None of you better be slacking. The future's at stake. We got this. Mind you, my avatar is built in the same thing that this game is built on, Unity. I know a lot of people say that Unity is a bad engine or so forth. However, Unity only gets a bad rep because a lot of the bad games that use Unity use the free version, which has the Unity watermark on it. Games like this, Subnautica, use the premium version, so they don't have the watermark. A lot of people wouldn't dare to think that this is even made in Unity just because of how beautiful it was. And even for back then, back in 2014, these graphics still kind of hold up, so... Would you consider a retro game now? No, not really. Calorie intake recommended. So, one of the biggest differences that you'll notice is the graphics. But one of my favorite, differences from the current game and this build all the way back from like, literally 8 years ago. See these acid mushrooms, right? Back then, once you got closer to them, you'd shrink and be scared. You didn't want to be picked. Now, this was changed due to the fact that because of the amount of acid mushrooms there are in the game, the finalized game, this took a lot of resources. So unfortunately, the quaking acid mushrooms had to be scrapped. It still looks fantastic, even for back then. 50%. The voice lines back then still are kind of crazy to me. So incredible.
Oxygen, 25%.
The old voice lines. You know, old voice lines used to be a lot longer, but people, you know, they kind of realized, hey, having long voice lines would get very annoying very quickly. So, change that. The water looks so different. You guys are witnessing history right here. Probably one of the only content creators as, well, to be uploading or streaming something like this. It's such an old... Ah, this music. Now, at first, you know, glance, or first hearing, you might say this is just Into the Unknown, right? This is the original version of Into the Unknown. Take a listen. Sounds a lot different than it does now. It's a lot, I guess, gentler on the beats. Sounds are a lot different. Creatures behave differently. Oh. Sound like actual Brontosaurus or something. Stalkers are, you know, being stalkers.
Oxygen, 50%.
Back then, all biomes kind of shared like the same blue for their a sand shark in here. That's interesting. Now, for the sake of showcasing things, I'm going to enable the oxygen cheat. I mean, how couldn't you? Look. See up there, December 14th? Dude, one of the earliest builds. Old Subnautica. Earliest build. There are earlier builds, actually. At one point, the Safe Shallows was a completely different biome. You guys know the Kush Zone, right? With like those big old bulb trees and stuff. Same. I was that young. At one point, the Aurora was nothing but a flat texture, and it did not look nearly anything like this. Bulb bushes and Kush bushes. I'm still gonna call them Kush bushes because back then they were called Kush. Those would be like a hot pink instead of purple, and they were all over the Safe Shallows. It's really cool. Back in that era, stalkers actually looked a lot different. Let me show you. It actually looks something like, oh. Well, it appears I'm not able to spawn them. You guys know what lava lizards look like, right? Now imagine that without, like, their lava on their back, and that's what a stalker was back then. The first video of Subnautica and first introduction to the game. I don't think Gaki was the first person ever to upload Subnautica content. I could be wrong, but... Nah. Oh, well, fair. Dark Souls, thank you so much for the follow, Superstar. Oop. If you're now just tuning in, we are taking a look at one of the first ever Subnautica builds to be released. Also, it's come to my attention that our boy, boy Joel is like, I believe he's streaming Subnautica as well. Bruh, if he said hi to me, I'd faint. I'd faint. Yeah, back then beacons looked a lot different. Oh god, you guys want to see how crusty the PDA looks? Dude. Dude. Oh, the PDA. Back then, we thought that this was like super cool, and now, wow. Like, the PDA is still kind of transparent nowadays, but back then it was just glass. The PDAs were essentially just glass. So cool. Who wants to hear the original sounds for a reef back? Because they undergone some changes too. Some very big changes. Back then, reef backs were a lot smaller in size. If I can find one. Speaking of sounds, the Sea Glide also sound very different too. I kind of miss this sound, actually. I feel like the sound fit the nautical ambience of tech better. It's like... And the Sea Glide is also very slow in this build. So that's a very interesting question about the Reaper. This is what's so scary about the old builds, chat. There's no threat. You have the sand sharks, you have the stalkers, you have the bone sharks, I think. But that's it. No Reapers. Chat, this build was at a time period before Leviathans were ever dreamt of. And so back then, everyone was just terrified of the depths of this game because no one knew what was at the depths in this time. Pick up flint. Flint is a scrapped item. Oh, interesting. You can dig sand. I hate sand. It's just so interesting, you know? It is very calming. Like, it's calming, but it's very unnerving. Because, like, I have a story. One time, in one of these early builds, keep in mind, I was the age of, like, either 14 or 13 when I played this. And I'm 20 now. I found an entrance to the inactive lava zone behind the Aurora. You won't find this entrance anymore. It's been patched up and filled. I went down there in my Seamoth. And I could have swore I saw this white... Because back then, caves and the inactive lava zone had no lighting. Everything was pitch black. You couldn't even see the lava on the walls until you were this close to it. I could have swore I saw an untextured white tentacle swoop by my field of view, and it freaked the fuck out of me. Oh, this ambience. Are you gonna make dinner? Thank you. Remember that lurking means that you must keep the tab open, but you are allowed to mute. I will allow it. Well, not allow it, you know what I mean. It's just so unnerving. Now, this ambience, does it play as often as it does back in this build? Nowadays, it plays in, like, the Kush zone. It's more high-pitched. However, in the quote-unquote Subnautica back rooms, he was saying, "Hey, you still to the fellow superstar." Boop. However, this ambience freaked a lot of people out back then. Oh, good. There is no radiation sheet back here, so... in this era, so you kind of have to deal with that sound. I should be able to turn it off. Blue Moon Sugar. Hey, you still into the fall, superstar. Boop. What's up? Oh, you know. Playing one of the oldest Subnautica builds you can find. Actually, I think that worked. And this is before you could even repair the Aurora to, you know, eradicate the radiation. Back then, this game was just so wondrous. In one of the later builds, when you start the game, you'll have like one of like 3 different title screens. I love playing this in multiplayer. Subnautica in multiplayer is great, but dude, playing Subnautica back before anything was added, and this old forgotten build, it's something else. You're gonna see a lot of differences. You guys know where the precursor gun is, right? Nothing is there. Not even an island. Just sand. Never tried this game. Is it on Steam? It is on Steam. But mind you, what you are seeing before you... Oh? Russian Bear, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 3 months. Wow. What a time. How's the stream going? It's going good. Doing
party face. How's the stream going?
Doing a partner push. Try to reach those goals. I'm gonna need everyone here to please help with this. It means the world to me right now. You know, my application is currently being reviewed. Mobile typing is, it's fine. Just lurk. Hey, Lubos Gaming, welcome to our first ever build Subnautica stream. Now, keep in mind, later, we will go back to the current build of Subnautica, but with every mod installed, as we always do. I just thought that this would be a really cool thing to show everyone, and give everyone like a nostalgic boost. So, if you like nostalgia, share with your friends. Tell everyone, tell your friends and family. It's cool. Endo Joss, take you still into the fall, superstar. Boop. You never played Subnautica? This build is the first time I ever played Subnautica. 8 years ago. Bro. And this is back then when you couldn't recharge. Sure. This is back when you couldn't recharge batteries. They were instantly consumed and removed from your inventory as soon as you put them in a Sea Glide or whatever you want to repair. Sea Glide also didn't even have a mini-map on top of its little holographic display there. Because at this point in the game's development, the developers didn't know that this game would be such a hit. So what you see before you was going to be the game. I've been summoned by my Mayor Moose. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I got zinc. Zinc is another scrapped element. It's incredible just how much is scrapped and changed and all. Now, the terrain you see here is actually still in the game, like this little archway from the kelp forest. I can probably actually show you. You guys know where the Grassy Plateau wreck is, right? The 2-story one that's like kind of nearby. Okay, I'm lost now, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, it's through here. My bad. My bad. A hype train. Endo just hit you so much for the Prime sub. Very cool. Thank you, Endo. So, the Grassy Plateau's wreck was actually right here. It's right here. I think. Yeah, it's right here. Right in that little area. Now, they removed the elevation here, I believe, later on. Time does fly. Time does certainly fly. To think this game released in 2018. That's just incredible. Addie, thank you for the 7 bits. Wow. Now, I'm not sure if biome commands work in this iteration of the game. But I also know that the Aurora just doesn't explode yet. There's no Reapers, there's no anything. No threats. And unironically, I think the fact that in this iteration of the game, that because there's no threats, that's the most terrifying part. The literal fear of the unknown, chat. It's incredible, this game, really. Now, back then, dude, the Cyclops was, oh man, this thing was made of a tin can, let me tell you. This thing is a tin can. This thing's a whole tin can. This was the engine, chat. This is the engine. Oh, that's weird. This ladder doesn't seem to work. Probably because of collision with the creep vine. Now, something that's kind of cool about this early version of the Cyclops is that it had windows. Whether or not this is intentional, I'm not sure. It looks cool though. It does look cool. And that right there is how you know that this thing is made of a tin can. A bladderfish just pushed the Cyclops. Very cool indeed. I would have liked it if they actually kept, you know, the windows. I think it's really interesting. And what's weird is that back then, it had a whole different display for it. Not sure why. But, you know. One sec. Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned with breakfast tacos. Now, let me tell you something a little about breakfast tacos. Dude, egg, onion, bacon, cheddar cheese, sriracha sauce, all wrapped up in a nice warm tortilla. Breakfast tacos for dinner, bro. For dinner. Be scrumptious. You know, it's really funny, actually. The sounds that the stalkers make right now are actually they're used for lava lizards. A lot of things that the stalkers were layer used for lava lizards. It's weird. Could you imagine if it was like switch places? Like you had the lizards in the kelp forest and you have like lava stalkers in the inactive lava zone. It's kind of funny how things like that turn out. But back then, the Cyclops had a very ominous sounding horn, as you can hear. Now, unfortunately, this is not like the build that I remember where like it had like a really cool engine sound. But this is the build where Cyclops will, if you ram it hard enough, it will just break terrain. And I think it sinks too. I think it sinks. So if I get a knife. This is also back then when knives had durability. That is not the same horn sound. I do not believe, at least. Nut button? Not button indeed.
Caution. Mild dehydration detected.
Food intake recommended. Back then, like, everyone would, like, just theorize on, like, what the lore would be. Now, I actually want to show you something, chat. Before the precursors, we had something else. Something that no longer exists, of course. It's no longer canon. There were buildings in this game hidden, but they weren't precursor. They weren't Altera either. They were made of stone and sand. Make sure you drink before you eat. I thought you could wash it down, but sure. It was a precursor to the precursors, that is correct. Well, I know the precursors are now called the architects, so I guess in a way we could call what we're about to find the real precursors. And back then, people thought that the warpers were going to be what inhabited these buildings. Now, there is one over near the Aurora, right next to the Aurora. Is this cool, chat? Is this cool? I think it's cool. It's very different. It's very different. It's also bizarre. Back then, the Aurora model looked more high definition than it does now. I'm not sure if it has something to do with the lighting or if because, you know, the model changes. But this is definitely just the model straight from Sketchfab. Halo Chromio, welcome. I have to go class now. I'll lurk while I sit through class. Have fun. Thank you so much, Hunter Ian, for the lurk. Means everything. Oh, also, chat. I fixed my model a little bit. You may not notice, but now the parts on my ears, they spin now, just like the cat. And I don't think I remember asking Stalker. Fix the translucency on my jacket. So now it doesn't bug up everything. I think it looks good. Looks very good. It's very bizarre though, because whenever you're inside a sub, there's no music. Oh dude, this place was always so spooky to me when I first played. Keepers also like to, back then, swim in groups and go straight to the water sometimes. Not entirely sure why. Thank you. Thank you. I'd say, you know, this is a fair trade for 2,000 followers. Oh, he's talking about, like, the designs on my skin
Battery
and all.
deficiency detected.
Maybe just so I can match up even more with my mod, I should get, like, actual UV tats. Sus. What? You mean sus? Is it... Okay. As you can see, chat, there were buildings here. Now, whether or not they want to actually put, like, a precursor base here to fill in for this... Like, maybe there was, like, a huge sand palace here, and it got destroyed by the Aurora. Or, you could say it was just the developers just playing with terrain, trying to make something fun. Could be that, too. But, like, it looks like a bunch of scaffolding. What do you think, chat? Very, very different. So a black light, ultraviolet tattoos, just so you can comment, yeah. Thank you, Isotopian. I worked really hard on it, so it compliments me a lot. I love the look. Hold on, I want to see something. Item terraformer. I spelled that right, I think. So I guess the terraformer's not in yet. Unfortunate. Unless. I'll kill real quick, actually. Oh, well, that's not good. I'm gonna quit real quick, and I'm gonna relaunch it just so you can get back into my life pod. Quite the buggy game, huh, chat? Very, very different atmosphere, too. A lot more mystery than, you know, the drive to survive. If that makes sense. I do hope so. Dude, I memorized, like, this beginning speech by heart. It fucking hurt so many times playtesting. In the late 22nd century, humanity was beginning to colonize space. Before colony ships arrived, habitation vessels were appointed terraforming missions. The Aurora was one such vessel. During its descent, the Aurora was beset by a mysterious energy pulse, resulting in catastrophic hull failure. A single life pod and prior to impact. You were in that life pod. Have fun, fucker. Anyways. Right, the fabricator was a lot lower, wasn't it? No cost. No cost to use too. Nice. Unlock all. Beep. I kind of miss that sound. I like that sound a lot. Welder is not yet implemented. So cool. So cool. I don't believe the builder works either, sadly. Beacons. Ah, yes. Beacons. Beacons are cool. It was so simplistic back then. Doing good, Anubis. How about you? The Chromia, thank you so much for the 100 bits.
Blessing for partner W.
Thank you. It takes everyone to get me to here. Use every lurker possible. So thank you to those who are lurking. And if you're not, well, oof. The old Subnautica, right? Right? I thought we'd take a break from the chaotic, you know, ultra modded Subnautica that we all know and love, and take a look back at where it all started. Now, I did mention that there was another precursor building that was later completely missing. And so, I will show you it.
Caution, blood nutrient levels
Levels decreasing. Calorie intake recommended. It goes good, Weasel Doom. Welcome. I don't make fun of people's usernames. What the hell? Dude, I remember the old sea moth and how you would like operate. Dude, I hated this. Like back then I missed it because like you're able to like look around and like it wasn't so stiff, but now I understand why they changed it. Because it would drag the sea moth and therefore drag which direction you were going in. It's kind of meh. Friendly jokes, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, so many biomes. Like the only biomes that exist currently, chat, in this build: safe shallows, grassy plateaus, kelp forest, mushroom forest, kush zone, and jelly shroom caves. That's basically the main biomes that we have. And all of them are not even near completion. Maybe safe shallows and kelp forest, but even then, they all had so many overhauls during the course of development. Now, I gotta take a bite of my breakfast taco. Give me a 1 second, chat. It's so good to pass up right now. Ah, dude, this old music. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but the water refractions on the sand here are not in the final version of the game. Tony Stark. Who's Tony Stark? Is that the Ghost Leviathan? Ghost Leviathan's not in the old version. No Leviathans are in the old version. It's all just... Oh, Inactive lava zone. Here, later, there would be many entrances to the inactive lava zone. It also doesn't tell you what biome you're in, so... There's no way to turn off fog, so you kind of just... Now, here's what's interesting, chat. We are behind the aurora, right? There's kush bushes here. And basically, there's another bulb zone biome behind the aurora. Now, I'm pretty sure these assets were only placed here to look a little natural for the player to find, but also as a grab meat tool for the developers to be able to place objects around easier and just grab them and not have to go to the other side of the map or go through the files of Unity and just place it that way. And here it seems like we have some mushroom forest veins here, which is very interesting. Because this is not just an asset. This is also, like, terrain. It's terrain. Also, just popped my jaw and that hurt. Sorry you had to hear that. Now, where this other building is that's at the edge of the Grand Reef. Or where the Grand Reef is going to be. At this time, I do not believe that the Grand Reef even exists. If you can even believe that. is at the edge of the void, which, actually, interestingly enough, there is no void in this version. You'll see what I mean. Thank you, Ghetto. Remember to sippy. I shall. I shall. Good shit. It's all just dunes and sand.
Emergency. Starvation.
Ah, yeah, whatever. Uh-oh.
Immediately.
Dark blue void, yep. Whoa, hello. Hey, we found something here. This is interesting. What is this? Healthy. Oh, we made it to the Grand Reef. Chat, look, it's the Grand Reef. Before the Grand Reef existed, there was this. Actually, no, I think that's the Sparse Reef. No, this is the Sparse Reef. Wait, is it? Nope, Grand Reef. Never mind. Yep, we're in the Grand Reef. I can't slap that on. That's not one of my emotes. Ziff. But, I can do this. Hold on, I can do this. Props. Why do I hear lava zone sounds? So, in this build of Subnautica, there's also an unused piece of music that we might hear here, actually. I hear that bubbling. Ooh, that is actually terrifying. Ooh. I'm sorry, chat, just stuff like this is just so fascinating. Holy fuck, that scared me. Holy shit, okay. Sorry. Nighttime approaches. Now, because I'm hearing inactive lava zone sounds, I'm wondering if it's because that occurs at a certain depth, or if inactive lava zones were supposed to be surface biomes, actually, and not have to be in caves. There is concept art of such things. The primary containment facility is actually shown in the concept art for it. You could see the surface of the water high above it. I personally believe that could have been here. But this is also a time where I don't know if precursors were ever even planned. Thank you, Lupus. Oh. Now, what's very unnerving about the sea moth is that you don't have a lot of control over it, as you can see, as you do currently in the final build. So when you're in the dark and your sea moth starts moving on its own, you freak out. Also, I'm starving, so. Inventory looks so different and I hate it. Now I believe down here, this is the void. Or never mind. It's crazy because we are like, the map back then was a lot bigger, I feel. Like if we go all the way up, I'm gonna go all the way up. I'm gonna go all the way up. There's no free cam, so I can't just easily go back up, but it's a secret code they have to put in. That which I do not believe I'm allowed to share with public. Sadly. So what you see You better appreciate them showing it to you. Oh, those sounds. So ominous. Back then, we wonder what made the sound. Personally, I thought that the sound was coming from the aurora, like an emergency distress sound or something. Cause if you go to Simon's SoundCloud, and there's some soundscapes, this sound is actually in one of the soundscapes, but it's a little different, a little pitched higher. And it's followed by a giant explosion that I believe is the aurora. I think this is the countdown aurora siren going, oh shit, you're gonna die, get the fuck away from me kind of horn, you know? It's all good, Rusty Shank. Don't worry. I'm embarrassed that you're here now. Mm-hmm. It sounds even more ominous underwater. It more likely a huge sea creature? Well, back then, I don't think so. Because remember, this sound was, like, removed. And the sound only plays in unidentified biomes. Biomes that are unfinished. So this sound that you hear, this is a placeholder sound for a lot of biomes. What's more interesting is that it's called Arctic ambience. Intended for Arctic biomes. And I believe when Below Zero first released in Early Access, there was a biome that had the sound play, but I can't for the life of me remember if that was true or not, or if I'm just thinking of things. Well, I believe we've, oh, was that the island? I think that was the island. The island is actually in this build, but not nearly as polished, as you will see. You have to really find it. I want to test something. Okay, so, other. I want to make it so my LOD distance is going to be 150. My PC can handle it, I think. No, I don't actually. I don't trust that, actually. Perf, info, clip mapping, or self-attest mounts. Prefab tool, retort. No. I'm trying to find the one that'll allow it so that it'll just extreme draw distance view. Okay, there we go. Draw distance engaged, I think. That didn't really do much, actually. Kind of disappointed in that. Seamoth? Seamoth seems to like to be tilted. And you may notice that, like, the skies look a lot more cloudy. Oh my fucking god. Oh. Well done. I wonder what caused that crash. Let's go back in. You ain't gonna stop me. That was very loud. Very, very. Let's go in freedom mode. Freedom mode's gonna be a lot more easier to use for this, I feel. Clouds are too much for the poor pod. Huh. Yeah. I have no sound. Interesting. No sound at all. I hope that's not like a me thing, is it? Okay, no, that's a Subnautica thing. That's a Subnautica thing. It's like Subnautica just breaks my sound drivers. Alright, chat. Who wants to hear a scrapped soundtrack for the Inactive Lava Zone that you can really only hear on these early builds? I have access to it if anyone wants to hear it. It's in high quality definition. I will, you know. Well, let me play it for y'all. Where is it? Take a listen, chat. This track goes hard, dude. Shame got scrapped. Can't even find this on SoundCloud either, so I could be able to recover it. Good shit. Thanks to Chromia. If you can, please lurk. It means a lot to us right now. Very important. It's quite a shame that this track in particular was scrapped, because I feel like that would have fit perfectly with like either like when you enter like the main chamber of the Inactive Lava Zone, or like if you just like was going through the tunnels to get to the main chamber. Now, something I'm very curious as to know is if...
Oxygen.
Oh. Shadow... Wait. Oh, Shadow Angel. Hey, so much to the follow, superstar. Boop. Turn off that oxygen. Does the Inactive Lava Zone exist in this build? I think that's a very interesting question. I honestly, I would like to find out. I want to explore this ghost build with y'all. Now, unfortunately, there's no teleport commands except for coordinate data. So, what I'm gonna look up is the coordinates for the Inactive Lava Zone Castle. Subnautica. Lava Castle coordinates. I'm gonna look that up. So, the coordinates for it are -60, -1,000. Wait, hold on, I fucked that up. -1,190, because that's our depth, and -23. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all, chat. But I don't think there's anything here. This is the Inactive Lava Zone, chat. And there is nothing here. Oof. Oh, dude, that's freaky. Anubius, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits.
You deserve the bit sequels.
Thank you. Oh, you think that's creepy? I'll make it worse. Chat. I am actually, like, fucking terrified. There's nothing here. There is nothing here. I keep thinking I'm seeing blue eyes as I'm swimming. I don't like this. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Dude, no, no, no. This is why I think the early builds of Subnautica are just terrifying. Like I said, so you're scared of nothingness. I'm not scared of nothingness. I'm scared of the unknown. Go up, please. Let's go down. Let's go down. You guys want to go down? You want to go down? No. I'm out of here. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Oh, did you see that? Hit the floor? Chat, I don't know why you're all so scared. There's nothing down here. This is before Reapers were implemented, you know? There's nothing down here. We're fine. Nothing can harm us. So, let us proceed deeper into the darkness. I'm gonna cure all of y'all's thalassophobia. I'm not crying, you're crying. I'm gonna slowly keep going down, down, down. Don't worry, chat. I'll hold your hand. I'll hold your hand. I keep thinking I'm seeing textures, but I'm not. It's interesting, really. Dude, I thought I saw some, and no, that was just like a smudge on my PC monitor. Oh, that's great. Alright, oh, obviously there's nothing here. Game, okay, I'm sorry. I think the Aurora looks better here than it does in the final game. Besides, like, the splashing and all on the sides of it. Dude, the emissive textures on it look so good. XPD, thank you so much for the follow. Never mind, I revoked that thank you. Go fuck yourself. Why would you advertise fucking followers here? What the hell's wrong with you? I'm doing a partner push. I'm personally insulted that you would offer a service for me to buy followers. Get the fuck out of my stream. Pest. Actual scum. Oh, okay, so I remember like quartz are so easy to find at nighttime specifically because no matter what time of day they have the same light, like the skybox. Or what's it called? Matte cap, I think. So it's good. It's very good. By the way, chat, if we have another event in 100 or a minute 40 seconds, we have a hype train. Also, this is back when like fish were super easy to get at night as well. Everything had a different 3D model back then. Like even when you dropped items after picking them up, they became like these weird squares. I'm not sure why. Flashlight's exactly the same though, as you can see. Super cool. Oh, it's all just so different. And I kind of don't like that they like increase the opacity of the water and like the 1.0 version of Subnautica, because look how cool that is, chat. You can see the Aurora clearly through the water. Just because of how bright and on fire it is. Doesn't that look cool? They did because they didn't have a link, sadly. They became Minecraft items, yeah. I do hope that there's a way someone can make a mod to where we get back the old behavior for acid mushrooms, or like they shrink in and shrivel up and be scared and stuff. I'm gonna pick you up. You don't want to be picked up, do you? You don't want to be picked up. Aurora is very lit. Oh, these ones aren't shrinking. Interesting. This is also back when the exosuit was nothing more than just boxes and stuff. Uppies? What's an uppie? I feel like a boomer saying that, but what's an uppie? So when I go up, alright. Hold on, wait one sec. Uppies, uppies, uppies. I also I improved the collision on my hair for my chest, melee, because it was clipping a lot last time. Just you're playing the sub game. When you're small and you want up high fun, you get uppies. But I'm a tall girl. I'm like 5'10". Nothing more foreboding, cool, such cool, and somewhat of a build-up. Like being able to see your wreck ship so clearly from underwater, for real. Like, we're 20 meters underwater and we can just see it. Now, maybe it's not realistic, but I just think it's so cool. I mean, look at that chat. I'm sorry. That just, and I know that the new lighting on the Aurora is more realistic, you know, in terms of like the new skybox and all, but that looks so cool. Just, it's like a dark ghost ship and just like the light emergency lights are just still on and stuff. That just looks incredible. Can't tell if that's the model or if it's just the image. No, that's a model. That's a 3D model. Back then, the 2D image was like of a different concept art of the Aurora. Back when it was just like, the front wasn't even visible, it was just like sticking out of the water, like its back end, ass out. Also, Nate, you gotta let me know if you find a way to get more version keys, because, wow, this is so nostalgic. Brings me back to the days where like I'd watch Fayota and like his experimental update videos on Subnautica. If you know who Fayota is. I don't know what he's up to now. Just this, dude. This. That was so cool. I'm really happy that I claim my loot and getting the scrap music. I know there's more people here now, and I'm gonna play the music again. It's a scrapped Lava Zone music, which that's probably one of the main reasons. Just that track alone is one of the main reasons I want to go back into these builds, because I distinctly remember it, and I'm just like, why isn't this in the soundtrack? Like, it's not even like the best song. It's just like, why isn't this here? Oh wait, I completely forgot, chat. I didn't let you guys listen to the old reef backs. Listen to this, chat. Wait, spawn. Reef back. Listen how different they sound, like they're beginning part of their roar. Like they have a gurgle. I love it. It sounds so organic. They should have kept it. Very cool. So cool, in my opinion. And this is back, like, before they even had stuff on their back. Jeez, that is so cool. I love that sound so much. It's a good brain itch, chat. It's a good brain itch. See, remember, like I said, this is before we had Reapers and Sea Dragons and all the Leviathans and all the threats. Funny enough, the most passive Leviathan in the entire game, this is what everyone was afraid of in the early days of Subnautica. Everyone was fucking terrified to approach these things because they didn't know what they were. And that right there is just, that's the beauty of old Subnautica. We were afraid of these things. And now it's just like, yo, Reefback, what's up? Yeah, they're just called backs. Back in my day, lol. Yeah, I know, I kind of sound old. Come on. All of you here have probably played a game that was like before launch, and you're just like, wow, this game is so different back then. Mrs. here, yeah. Yeah. No. It really is, it really is. But like, this is nothing, chat. If I get access to later builds, I will definitely show them because even more big changes were like in place. I just wish I knew how to turn off the fog. Fog. Toggle fog. There's no way to toggle fog, but plenty of a branch earlier than this one allowed you to turn off fog. Maybe it's in like a setting right here. Gotta look real quick though. Perf, maybe? No. Oh, there's this. Let's do this. So this is apparently like a photo thing. This is a Subnautica developer recording their gameplay and taking over my screen. Look at this. Hands off, chat. Hands off. Like a photo tour. Isn't that cool? We had these in the game for a while, but you removed them obviously, but these are just for testing purposes. I wonder which dev was the one that recorded this. Oh, dude, it feels so weird having someone else control my model. Or control my avatar, obviously. It's very nifty. It is pretty cool, isn't it? I'm not sure how long these are. Hmm? A little bizarre that, character model doesn't really turn with it. Getting damage is not a part of this. Yeah, I might want to put on no damage. Or it might break. Very different sounds. Very different sounds. Huh. Alright, so this developer obviously warped back into safe shallows. I'm not sure how they did that. You probably just went 0, 0, 0. Let's see. I do humbly hope that all of you find this very interesting. At least you find this interesting, like, maybe not as much as I do, but I just love seeing the evolution of video games and stuff. It truly means a lot to me, if I'm being very honest. Yeah, that's cool. Learned a lot so far. See, other YouTubers might have done this, but have they given you, like, as much insight and history as I have? How complete is the train in this version? On the surface, I want to say maybe 25%. It's pretty much the same to you, but I'm giving you, like, all these history lessons about Subnautica. That means the world to me, honestly, Mayhem. I want to be a very, like, educational kind of streamer, but not like the educational as in, like, boring classroom teacher. Oh, I just want to showcase cool shit, honestly. I want to get really more into, like, the modding scene and stuff. And later, we'll go back to the current version of Subnautica and I'll show you guys all, like, the... Oh, where are you? I'll show all of you guys every mod installed at once, and we have some new mods too, so. Including, you know, Return of the Ancients, yeah, gotta plug that, gotta milk it, because I know everyone has a hard on for a giant fish. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I really like this content, the study of games and versions of them and lore production. It appeals to documentation. Wow, that's really cool. I still need to, like, get into, like, the lore of Metal Gear. My dad is really a hardcore Metal Gear fan. Here, I'm gonna stop this photo thing because I want to explore a little more. I remember, like, when they first introduced building, the builder told me, like, this obnoxiously loud brrrr sound. It's kind of funny. It's really funny.
In the late 22nd century, humanity is...
Yeah. Okay, so I want to go to where the floater islands are. And I believe, if I'm correct, it's that way. It's just dead that way. It should be. No damage. Oxygen. Item. Sea glide. Water is very wacky, yep. But I like the under part of it. I love exploration games, so it's really cool that you point out stuff others might not, or discuss things I haven't thought of, like the opacity of water. Yeah. I still think it's cool that you're, like, in this early version, you're able to just see the aurora. Just there. Honestly, I think that makes it feel like it's a much bigger starship. Being able to see it from under here. It just feels like that no matter where you are, you can always see it. It just makes it feel like it's such a vast vessel. But nowadays, like, you can really only, like, see it on the surface. Maybe a few meters underwater, but not the extent. 1,000 meters long? I don't think so. Maybe in the PDA entry, but like if you compare the map size, I don't think it's 1,000 meters long. Maybe a little shorter than that. I don't know. Coming from someone who's like a Xenoblade Chronicles fan, who loves like sense of scale, I know I say it again, but being able to see the tower of the Aurora while you're underwater, that gives a huge sense of scale. Gives a huge sense of scale. Oh, really? Oh, it's actually longer than that. Wow. I'm wrong. Oops. So we are heading over towards the, well, the floater islands, but not that there's much there. Oh, and I completely forgot about the other abandoned building in the Grand Reef. We'll go back to the Grand Reef. Just give me some time. It's really all accumulation of the little things that can really make a great experience in these kind of games, yeah. Because, like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this water refraction that you see on the sand here, I don't think this is in the final game. Yeah, that's, wait. So the entry says it's 2 by 2 kilometers, but actually it's 4 by 4. How they fuck that up? Very interesting. Refraction could, oh, it does. Oh, it does. Okay. Refraction, okay. Yeah. Ooh, those sound good. Not quite as prevalent. I guess that makes sense. Oof. I think back then what gave a lot of people like the appeal of it all is that just kind of the cartoony, and also, not sure if this is still here, but like a stairway is here in the old versions. And bridges and stuff, and this is what led people to think that like aliens might live on this planet. And that there's like a great flood or something. I remember those old theories. I remember those old theories very well. I don't remember all this terrain being here though. A lot of this was probably cut. Not cut, but toned down a little bit. Oh! We made it. Welcome to the Floater Islands. There is nothing here except a mound of dirt waiting to be carved out by the developers. Actually, it's very interesting. Wow. I guess you could say that. I mean, precursors are still airing into this world, so. But yeah, nothing but dunes. Nothing at all but dunes. That would have been the crevice that led us to like the place. Actually, I think this area of the grassy plateaus got carved out in favor for more floater islands. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably am wrong. So funny thing about sand sharks. Back then, they actually had like a mound. Oh, wait. I guess I'm wrong, but in an earlier build, sand sharks would actually have like a mound of sand over them whenever they're in the sand. All this terrain is unfamiliar to you. Honestly, same. I heard a reef back. I'm seeing an unusually amount of like low reef back instances, and wow, these poor floaters. These poor floaters. Because over that way, there's just mounds of sand that would eventually become the mountain biome. And such. And there's mushroom forest over there and mushroom forest over here. Huh? Wait a minute. Whoa, what the hell? Whoa. This place is different. I don't remember this place. I don't remember this place. What is this? If Zom Zom is Zom Zom and Zom Zom is Zom Zom, then Zom Zom is ADHD. Yep. True dat. How you doing, Aftershock? Welcome to one of the earliest builds of Subnautica released to the public. Just exploring the nostalgic old days. I believe here would be where blood kelp was, but I think this area of the mushroom forest is completely cut. Good? That's good. That's good. I don't know what this is. It looks like just a giant mound. Just extends on and on and on. So, I wish I had the ability... wish I had the ability to turn off fog. I could see better. Yeah, this is like... Because... the mushroom forest over there would end at the blood kelp zone when it like reached the giant mushroom forest tree. And they're like cut off, so I think this whole area got cut out. I could be very wrong though. It's so interesting to me though. Yeah, these jellyrays sound a lot different too. Might as well get out of sea moth. It's fun. Sea moth, just want to go faster. Oh yes, the classic OK hand bug. I remember that. I remember that. It's funny. It happens if I have like... Oh, yeah, okay, so it happens to never have a sea glide out. That's funny. Wow. Let's go explore in the abyss. Yeah, I know. No, there's no signals in the game yet. A scrap feature that we will see in later builds if we ever get around to it. You know how you can plug in computer chips into your... Well, actually, no, that you wouldn't even equip them. These items are called signals, and you can get them from the Aurora. And, like, they just have, like, an unused texture, so it's just, like, a white X that you'd hold. And upon right-clicking them, right-clicking them, it would ping a location somewhere in the map. It would be like a geothermal thing or biological mass detected or stuff like that, and really bring you to really cool points of interest in this map. It's actually the way that I found my way to the lava zone for the first time by using terrain manipulator. I'm back to work. Thanks for helping me kill time on my break. No problem, Mayhem. If possible, lurking would be greatly appreciated. I understand if you cannot. Electricity in the water, electricity in the water. What do you mean? Hey, Can, welcome. I really honestly feel like a lot of this mushroom forest was cut out. I do not remember it being this big. Whoa. Heidi ho. Like I said, chat, it's so spooky to me. It's greatly appreciated, Cam. Thank you so much. Okay. More lava zone textures. Oh, that's freaky. Fuck that noise. It's all lava zone stuff over here. And is that an entrance? How's stream going? Going pretty good. We're looking at like one of the earliest versions. Always the public. Subnautica. Got access to it. And we are looking at some things. Look at some disturbing things. It just looks like obsidian. It's just so bizarre just to see like all this unpolished area. It's just sand. Later become a very beautiful planet in comparison, of course, and oh my Jesus Christ, it's the Monolith. Hydrate. I've heard stories about the Monolith. I've actually seen it myself and built a base on it once. I think this might be the Monolith. The Monolith. Oh, wait. Oh, whoa. We're outside the map. We're outside the confines. What the hell? Dog, that's crazy. Wait, am I? Which way is the beacon home? Where is my beacon, bro? Oh no. Oh no. That's creepy. Oh, dude. What the fuck? So it seems like back then, instead of like having the void, they just had mountains around the water. And here is like our little passageway. Ow. Alright, we'll make it. Just keep ramming. Oh. Oh, that is wedged. That's just wedged. Well, here goes nothing. Whoa. It looks like giant bread. Now, that's not the island right there, I don't think. Another Timmy. Holy shit. Dripica. Love it. Oh, that's so creepy. Whoa. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are here for. But it's like this giant wall that just kinda is here. Whoa. Oh. Too many heap sections. Well. Damn. It would appear that Subnautica said, no more.